Double check the audio, double check the audio. I'm double checking the audio. It should be in the Target bag on that white chair. Hello, Vogue, and welcome to my channel. How do I start this like a Vogue video? Hi, it's Giraldo. Today, Vogue, I'm gonna show you my beauty secrets. I feel like that didn't look A-list enough. I feel like that looked a little B-list. Let's try again. This is me impersonating an A-list. Just effortlessly cool and famous. Okay. Action. Hi Vogue, it's Giraldo, and today I'm gonna show you my beauty secrets with my skincare, my makeup, and my everyday hair. Right now on my eyes, I have these Grace and Stella eye patches. I just discovered these, and I have a bunch of eye patches in my arsenal, but the marketing on this one really got me. It's like an energy drink for your eyes. So now I use these. It literally doesn't matter if I sleep 8 hours or 3 hours, I always have dark under eyes. And I was told by my doctor that is because of my allergies. So I'm gonna start with a face mask. I don't do these every day, but when I really wanna give my skin some life or give it some extra TLC, I'll do it. This one is the Ole Henriksen Cold Plunge Pore Mask, and I love the color of this one. It's super fun to put on, and it feels really nice and tingly, and when you take it off, your face feels like minty and fresh. I genuinely get so much enjoyment out of applying face masks with spa-like applicators. It makes me feel like I'm genuinely pampering myself. This is my favorite mouthwash at the moment. I discovered it from TikTok, and you'll notice that's a pattern in a lot of my beauty secrets. A lot of these are TikTok discoveries, and that's on being a Gen Z person in society. I feel like all of our beauty routines are heavily influenced by TikTok. Okay, my skin already feels more alive. I want to do face masks more often. Like, I feel like in my head, I make them out to be so much more complicated and messy than they actually are. Like, that took 2 seconds and it made no mess. Okay, so now I'm going to wash my face. This is the La Roche-Posay Hydrating Gentle Cleanser, and this brand is another one of my TikTok discoveries. I love this brand, and I looked over it for so long because I would see it at Target or at the drugstore, and the packaging didn't really entice me, but thanks to TikTok, I now know that it's super gentle and the ingredients are awesome and the formulas are really great, and when I use this, it feels so gentle. I feel like toners are the biggest forgotten step in any skincare routine because they're just kind of easy to forget, and sometimes they don't really feel like they're doing much. I love this toner. This is the Ole Henriksen Glow 2OH Dark Spot Toner, and I genuinely see a difference when I use it. Dark spots are really common, and they come from sunspots, they come from acne, scars, they come from pollution, they can really come from anything. So I love to use this toner to help keep those on lock. I know with toners you can apply them with cotton pads and make it feel really spa-like, but I'm lazy, so I apply it with my fingers. The first time that I put face oil underneath my makeup, ever since then I've done it every single time. Starting with an oil base underneath your makeup makes it look so much better. Like, it makes your foundation and your skin look so much more luminous, and I feel like not every single person adds an oil base to their makeup routine, but it seriously is a game changer. This is the first one that I ever used to do that, and I kind of never graduated from it because it's been working for me. This one is the Trunk Elephant Virgin Medulla Luxury Face Oil. Now, I would recommend not putting on a lot of face oil underneath the makeup because sometimes it'll feel sweaty, just a little bit. And sometimes what you could also do if you don't want to do it in 2 steps is you could do it in 1, and you could just mix it into your foundation, and the foundation will apply really nicely, but it's purely preference, honestly. When I apply the face oil, I try to really focus it on the high points of the face. So basically anywhere your highlighter would go, try to focus the oil there, because when the foundation sits over top, it's gonna gleam from within, you know, it's like that kind of vibe. I got super into skincare probably right around when I started this YouTube channel. I appreciated skincare before, but I never really had too much access to it. And then when I started this YouTube channel, I started getting a bunch of skincare PR. And the second that I started getting these packages, I was like sold. I was so in it. I was like, I need to learn everything about skincare because I just love the idea of doing a small thing every day to take care of the future version of yourself. So I do a lot of things like that. I like to do my meditations, I like to do my skincare. Take those small little steps that in the long run will be beneficial for me. Next, I'm gonna use this iDuty Niacinamide Brightening Cream. I feel like this is the most concealery eye cream there is. Like when I'm vlogging and I'm too lazy to put on makeup, I will always go for this because it adds a brightening effect to your under eyes. Since I am gonna be putting on makeup today though, I'm just gonna put a little bit since I don't need it to work as a concealer. One of my favorite things to do at night is to do like 100-step skincare routine and just watch YouTube videos while I do it. It's literally my me time. I don't even mean to be corny about it, but an over-the-top ridiculous amount of skincare products being applied to the face. That's how I get down. Like that is literally my shiz. I recently discovered this moisturizer from Summer Fridays and it's oil-free and it's a gel cream. I really like the consistency of it. It's super light and airy. I love a thick and rich moisturizer, but more for nighttime. Underneath makeup, I'll want something a little bit more weightless. And now for the SPF, I don't even mean to be dramatic or shady, but you can literally do 101 steps in your skincare routine. But if you're not putting on SPF daily, low-key your entire skincare routine is not going to do much because the sun is not necessarily a friend of the skin. Now, I don't mean that fully. We do get vitamin D, but you do really need to protect your skin from the sun. You know, I mean, the most important step of your entire routine is your SPF. I love this one from CeraVe. It's super inexpensive. It's their facial moisturizing lotion, broad spectrum SPF 30. It doesn't smell like anything and it's really lightweight. What I will admit I'm not very good at is reapplying SPF. And whatever product I have left on the back of my hand, I keep it there. I just blend it because hands really suffer from sun exposure too throughout the years. So it's important to keep them protected as well. It's officially really hot here. So we have gone past the point of foundation. At least during the daytime, I could still kind of get away with wearing foundation at night without sweating it off. But in the daytime, we need to go with a tinted moisturizer. This one is from Laura Mercier. As much as I love my NARS foundation, it's just far too hot. This also has SPF 30 in it. And I know I already put on SPF, but I feel like why not? You know, the more the merrier. During the summer, I do turn into a natural glam type of gal because I don't want to deal with makeup melting off, but I'm still not at the natural makeup level as some people where they just like apply the tinted moisturizer with their fingers. So I apply my tinted moisturizer with a beauty blender so that I could still have like full control over how much and where I'm getting the coverage. I do get the occasional breakout here and there. For some reason, I have this reoccurring pimple that comes here nonstop. She's actually not here today. This is a rare occasion because usually she'd be making a cameo. But when I do break out, I look for ingredients like salicylic acid that really helps me and pimple patches. Pimple patches are seriously the best invention ever. Honestly, it just like never pop your pimples. I'm literally talking to you and me right now because I am guilty of making the big mistake of popping the pimples and then having to go in there and use like products like this to get rid of the acne scars. Yeah, that's my rant about pimple patches. I'm just so in love with them. This is one of my only designer makeup purchases. I really don't like buy a lot of designer makeup, but this $50 Chanel bronzer seriously is like my baby. I'm super obsessed with this. I had been hitting pan on my last one for so long and I was really just trying to like scrape it to the bottom and make it last as long as I could. And then I finally bit the bullet and got this one. I'm obsessed with this bronzer. It is seriously so creamy and I don't think I'll ever go back to a powder bronzer. And if I do, the formula has to be like next level because this one, wow. I have this double-sided brush from Hourglass that I was not expecting to like as much as I do, but now I use this brush every day for so many different steps. I use the little end for the bronzer. One of my makeup friends taught me, like never go further than your pupil when you're doing your contour. This bronzer, I'm not even exaggerating, applies like butter. This concealer is my tried and true. This one is from NARS and it's in the shade Medium 1 Custard. This NARS concealer has never done me dirty. I love it so much. I used to be a Tarte Shave Tape girl like we all once were, and honestly I still like that concealer. I feel like a lot of people now hate on it. Like, how could we ever wear that concealer? It's so thick, it creases, it's the worst concealer. I don't think so. I think we're being a little dramatic. It still is a good formula, but I feel like this NARS one is literally Shape Tape, but a little less heavy. Doing this little line down the nose of concealer really makes a big difference. This NARS palette is my literal baby. I love this so much. It's the Afterglow palette. It just gets me. I love this palette. It's perfect for the daytime to do like the most subtle look humanly possible, and it's perfect for the nighttime if you want to do drama. I'm truly obsessed with this palette. You've probably seen it in all my videos, but I have yet to find a palette with better formulas. So I stick to what works. I'm honestly a creature of habit. When I was in middle school or high school, I didn't really have too much of a shopping budget for makeup. I feel like I would always get capped at 20 bucks. It's like, you want makeup? 20 bucks. Since my eyes are brown, I love doing burnt oranges for the daytime and adding just like a little bit of a mocha in the crease without doing too much, because I like to keep it pretty natural during the day. There's no need for a full smoky eye moment at 11 a.m. Personally, this is just me personally. I remember how excited I was when the brand e.l.f. launched, because I felt like I finally had a chance to get every step of my makeup routine and not have to spend 100 bucks. I remember how frustrating it was when you would walk into the store and get like one palette for 40 bucks and you're like 16 and you're like not making your own money yet. And it was rough out there. So for some reason I have these like very fond and vivid specific memories of when e.l.f. came out and I could get a mascara for 2 bucks, an eyelash curler for $1, blush for 3 bucks. I was like, let's play! This is amazing! I'm gonna mix these two shiny colors together to give it a little pop. I always spray my eyeshadow brush when I'm doing the pop with setting powder. One step that I learned in curling my eyelashes that again changed my life forever. My makeup artist friend taught me this when I was probably like 17. He taught me that you need to get a lighter and heat up your eyelash curler, and that'll basically turn it into a curling iron, like a literal mini curling iron, and your eyelashes will not go anywhere. But don't burn your eyes. That like literally, it's happened to me a couple times. You burn your eyelids. What you have to do is like get your hand after and like cool it down. You do not want to burn your eyelid like that. I've done it and it hurts. I was so addicted to eyelash curlers as a kid that I literally remember my mom yelling at me while we're in the car. Like, don't curl your eyelashes in the car. If we get in an accident, you'll rip them all out. And I would never listen. So I've worked with a lot of different makeup and skincare brands, like through doing what I do, but NYX Cosmetics specifically, their team is so fun and so nice. I love them. So now I'm gonna do just like the tiniest little natural lash. I wish I could do like everyday makeup and not put on a lash, but I always end up wishing there was a lash on it, you know what I mean? So I'll just do a natural one because, again, like I said, as no makeup as I want to be, and still like half a full face girl at heart, you know? So this type of tweezer is honestly the best thing to get fake eyelashes on. This is another thing that my grandma taught me about when I was growing up, and will still do it to this day. We'll just like stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning and she'll be plucking her hairs and we'll just be chismoseando. I really love this Rare Beauty cream blush. The formula is seriously so good. Like, I would compare this creamy formula to my love for this creamy formula. Like, these two together just go together like bread and butter, honey. Using my Real Techniques 412 brush, I'm going to go in. Now, I like to really focus the blush as high as I can And I almost apply it like a mask. Like it literally goes way over my nose and like up, and I put it everywhere. Now that I'm so into these cream products, it's really hard for me to use powdered anything. This is in the shade Nearly Apricot. Like I put the blush so high that it's basically concealer, and I love it that way. I feel like it brings my whole face. Because this formula is so blendable, I put it on my forehead, my nose, my chin. Like I could really honestly put it everywhere and it'll blend in and look natural. So somewhere where I really don't think it's worth spending a lot of money is on eyebrow pencils. I feel like they all kind of do the same thing. Why spend 40 bucks on one? Like for example, I think the Anastasia one that we were all so obsessed with is like what, 30, 40 bucks? And the tip of it would always break off. Like I cannot be the only one. This one is from NYX Cosmetics and the tip has never fallen off for me, and I love the formula. This is the Micro Brow Pencil and it's in the shade Taupe. For my more natural daytime looks like this one, I'll only line the bottom of my brow and try to make it as symmetrical as possible, and I will very lightly fill in. But mostly what I'm using the pencil for is just lining the bottom. I've tried a lot of eyebrow gels, like a bunch of the clear ones, and they all kind of do relatively the same thing, but in my personal experience, the best one that there is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. Now, I know that the big, bushy eyebrow look is not for everyone, but I personally love it. I like to do it not too much, and what I will suggest is when you're doing this to really try to get your eyebrows to face out. I find that I look kind of silly when I do the look and I face them up. It kind of just looks like I stuck my head out of the car window and my hair's like got like stuck plastered on my face like that. I find that it looks really natural and pretty when you brush them up and out. I also sometimes use this to slick my baby hairs down. Just get them a little bit more under control. I'm sure you've heard about Freck already. This is to get that faux freckle look. I find that this is one of the most natural freckle products you can find. I do get it in the extra large packaging because the regular one is so small, like I guarantee you're gonna lose it. So it's almost worth spending a little bit more money and getting it big, because the small one, like it's like buying something to flush money down the toilet, because that's how easy it is to lose. You kind of have to just put them everywhere and not be scared to do this part right here, which is getting your finger and tapping it all over your face. And this is what's gonna actually make it look natural, because it's gonna pick up some of the little freckles. It's gonna apply a bunch of little tiny mini ones all over your face with your finger. If you are blessed enough to have natural freckles, I am so jealous of you. It is the cutest little aesthetic. I love it. It's so cute. This Hourglass setting powder is by far my favorite setting powder I've ever used. I have heard really amazing things about the Tatcha one, and I do have that one, so I should try her out soon, but this formula is amazing. The packaging literally gets me so mad because the powder goes everywhere, every single time, but I live with it because the formula is so bomb. While this sits, I'm gonna do my lips. This is an Aquaphor chapstick. I feel like Aquaphor just rocks. I'm gonna line my lips with the KKW lip liner in the shade Nude 1. I am so obsessed with KKW's lip liner formula. It is seriously so good. I'm not even gonna fill them in or do anything. I'm just gonna kind of let that do all the blending for me. The Aquaphor really works to like glide everything on evenly, so I don't really have to. And I'm gonna top it with the Morphe 2 lip gloss. It's their collab with Maddie Ziegler. I'm obsessed with this lip gloss. The next step is highlighter. This one is Fort de France. I love this NARS highlighter. As much on the cream bandwagon as I am, this is like the one powder product that I'm like, it's just so good that I can't even switch to a cream. When I do my highlighter, I try to not really be too literal with it. Like I try not to do the whole like highlight part that we all used to do. And I'll really just only focus it like here in a line. Bam, hit that high point. Bam, hit that high point. And then just a little bit on the nose. A little MAC Studio Fix. I love these mini ones. They're so cute. Okay, and that basically concludes the makeup portion. Now for hair, I have been into keeping it kind of funky. I've been super into headscarves. Let me grab some. I feel like this one, since it has some browns and blues, will go with this. Now you might be thinking, are you sure you really want to mix patterns like that? Like it kind of makes no sense. Well, baby, we are in what they're calling the Roaring 20s. I don't know if you've heard about this. I don't know if you're as obsessed with fashion YouTube as I am, but I watch a lot of fashion YouTube, and basically the general consensus of what's going down right now is because we've all been so cooped up at home and we've been only wearing things like athleisure and loungewear. Right now, what's basically about to go down in fashion is things are gonna get very funky, and we're seeing a lot of this with a bunch of 60s and 70s inspired fashion, which coincides with kind of what they were going through back in the day. So the trends that we're about to see are going to be a lot of 60s and 70s inspired prints, funkiness. Oh, but what I was saying is at that time in the 60s and 70s, there was this whole free spirit movement and colors and fun and rebellion, and that's similar to a lot of the moods that we're seeing right now. So mixing prints and getting funky and expressing yourself and being out there is gonna be the thing, especially since we haven't really had fashion to express ourselves in about a year. So now we're gonna enter the Roaring 20s, baby. I'm also very heavily inspired by Y2K, so who knows where my fashion inspo comes from. But at the end of the day, if it makes me happy, it makes me happy. I think I'm gonna top it with these Y2K inspired glasses. These are from ASOS. I would link them for you, but they're out of stock. Believe me, I check every day because everybody's like, please link me these glasses. Okay, I honestly had so much fun filming this video. Yeah, it was so much fun hanging out with you. Thank you, Vogue. You're so kind for having me here today, Vogue. This is who this video is inspired by. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name right now. You're so cute and I loved your video. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and why don't you just give me a little follow on Instagram while you're at it. And my TikToks are honestly fire, so if you're not following me on all platforms, you're asleep at the wheel. Love you. Thanks for hanging out. Lauren is out, baby. Bye-bye. Bye.